So in college, I'd learned about sports nutrition. It's at the same time that I started doing a lot more backcountry trips. It was super humbling. I was used to being an athlete where I know I can push hard, but now having the dynamic of a really heavy pack and really long days and really crappy weather, it was just a brand new challenge for me. Hi, ladies. This is Oprah. So they were up in the valley, and I think they were part of a flock of like 150. And now they get to kick it. I don't know if you want to see in the greenhouse at all. But yeah, this is my mom and her freaking green thumb. Holy cow. As a kid, I feel like I was really fortunate to grow up in Alaska because we'd have snow days and we'd have summer fishing and picking raspberries and honestly all the stuff I still like to do. This stuff grows like a weed in Alaska. My mom would always make rhubarb crisp. So rhubarb and maybe some raspberries and an oatmeal topping. So rhubarb tastes like home. I feel like food has always been a focal point in our house, especially because of my mom. She has always really cared about the quality of food we ate. We would eat, wild-caught Alaskan salmon and Alaskan-grown mashed potatoes and Alaskan-grown green peas. That would have been like a pretty typical meal for us at home. And then raspberry rhubarb crisp would have been another one that she would make all the time. Someone else has peas already. It's crazy. So we'd go to the farmer's market every weekend, and to this day, my mom still spends her Saturdays at the farmer's market. And that's just her favorite thing to do. So yeah, my mom and I definitely bond over food. That's our thing, it's food. I really wasn't exposed to hunting, I would say, until I met Brad. And he's the one who really, I would say, introduced me to it. Whether it's bears or caribou or deer, it is humbling still to realize just how good the meat is compared to anything that you'll get at the store. You realize there's more nuances to the flavor rather than it just being red meat or poultry. Because I think a lot of times if we're going and buying meat from the store, we're not maybe paying attention as much to the different flavor profiles or the different cuts or the quality of the meat. It's easy to get in a rut with just like chicken breast and ground beef, and that's the extent of the variety in your diet if you're just going to the store. Whereas suddenly if you're presented with a whole animal, you have shanks and you have roast and you have burger and you have stew meat, and there's so many more cuts of meat that you get to play with. Okay, you guys can serve yourselves. You're all going low carb tonight, sorry. And it kind of forces you out of your food routine or your food rut, and it becomes this whole culinary adventure in and of itself. I got really lucky because my mom raised me on good, healthy food. And then when I went off to college and suddenly didn't have that anymore and was just eating out of the dorm, it was kind of like, wow, I really took that for granted. And I saw my health deteriorate pretty quickly eating dorm food. So within a year's time, I feel like I came back around to realizing, oh, I need to learn how to cook for myself and use the good, healthy ingredients that my mom would have used. And so it was when I was invited on my first 21-day Grand Canyon trip that I actually bought a dehydrator and started dehydrating my own food. Gave away a lot of food and sent out a lot of test products with my friends. It wasn't until about 4 years later, somebody triple dog dared me to turn it into a business, and here we are. I've been fortunate enough that even during the last 5 years of building Heather's Choice, I've gone on 4 month-long Grand Canyon trips, I've done lots of backpacking, lots of hunting. I don't think that it ever fully connected for me, that all of a sudden by going hunting and getting meat from the field, I was more in line with this paleo diet that I wanted to follow more than ever. I feel like Brad and I both have a healthy relationship with it of, yes, it is really serious. You are taking a life. We are bringing home the meat, so we've got to act quickly. There's a sense of urgency, and we need to make sure we fully make use of this animal. But gosh, it's just, we're so lucky. We're lucky to have the opportunity to do that. It feels like it's changed my experience of the backcountry significantly, which quite frankly, I really enjoy. I think that it's nice to realize that even if you go on a hunt, you're not successful, the benefit is that you got to spend a ton of quality time in the outdoors. I don't know what point you become a hunter. Like, is it how many animals? Is it one animal? Is it just the active pursuit of animals? For me, getting to go on these really difficult, challenging trips is just a confidence booster, where when things get hard in the business or I just have a challenging day, I know that I've gone through something way harder than this and survived it. I think that's a big part of it, is saying yes to these adventures or these unknowns, going, and no matter the outcome, I relate to myself a little bit differently because I know that I can rise to the occasion.